I am number 4. Forget about it.
Whoa!
I gotta be honest, the only reason I wanted to see this movie is because I knew that Alfred Goh and Miles Miller, the creators of Smallville, were co-writing the script for this with Martin Oxon, who worked on Buffy the Vampire Slayer and a couple of other projects that I really loved. So I was interested to see what they would do outside of television. And I just gotta ask Goh and Miller, you left Smallville for this kind of shit? Watching this was pretty much like watching the first season of Smallville, but without any of the mythology behind it for me to actually give a crap about anything that was going on. The main problem I have is that in 2/3 of this movie, nothing happens except your basic teenage angst, which they prolong relentlessly through the use of pop rock montages. This movie is like, I'm so alone.
I'm so tired.
I'm sad and hot.
Here it comes, it's all blowing into light.
You're not my father.
Clouds above, and you that I defend.
Now, the dude in the main role is exceptionally handsome. This boy is beautiful, but he has absolutely no charisma. And then, unlike Tom Welling, there is no Michael Rosenbaum to pick up the slack. Yes, this movie does have Timothy Olyphant in it, but even he looks like he's in physical pain because he got cast in this. I don't pretend to understand the mind of the American teenager these days, but I have to believe that they're smart enough to realize that the villains in this movie don't actually present a challenge to any advanced species of aliens. They don't even present a challenge to us. They're just a bunch of bald dudes in trench coats that have a couple of dinosaurs, and even the primitive humans with our bazookas and stuff could easily handle this situation. The only bright spot in the movie for me was Kevin Durand, who played the boss of the baddies, and he just gives a completely over-the-top performance, and you can tell that this guy just didn't give two sugar-frosted fucks about this movie. He just showed up on set to basically play Halloween and just really have fun with his part, and that kind of stuff is at least in some way authentic. So you got 9 survivors from this really advanced species of aliens, and they all have a bajillion superpowers, but yet these bunch of goofy ass clowns still manage to wipe out their species. In terms of action and special effects, I kind of liked the little bits we got throughout the movie when they were not focusing on teenage angst, but the final fights for me were just terrible because they were very chaotic, and the sound design was awful because you had these really sharp, shrill noises from time to time, but you couldn't tell if they were made by the heroes or the villains, and they were very disorienting, and just the whole sound design of the final part of the movie is terrible when it comes to the action scenes. What this movie could have used was definitely more humor to make these characters more likable. The only time I laughed out loud in the entire movie was when the main character gets schooled on how his species mates, and they kind of borrowed the dating system from the werewolves in Twilight, in the sense that he only needs to see the girl once and he falls in love with her for his entire life. Yeah, here's a thought. Maybe that's why your entire species went extinct, not because of the goofy ass clowns who wore trench coats.